Okay, right. I think we're live. I'm here live on Facebook because someone's just asked me a question, and at last I can broadcast to you via the support group. This is what this support group is for, actually. If you've got questions and you want me to interact with you, this is one of the best ways you can do it, because I can do a video, I can do a visual interpretation of the answer rather than sending an email back, and then I can share it with everybody at the same time. So whether anyone's watching now, I don't know. I think, oh, hello, I've got one viewer. Let me just get the comments up. So somebody has asked me about backbends and nausea. We just did a class this morning at 7:15, and somebody said to me, well, could you just tell me about backward extension through the chair, because I feel nauseous when I do it and I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. So let me just say that nausea in backbends is very, very common. And can I say that when I first started doing Iyengar Yoga in 1991 or something, I think it was, I used to get nauseous in standing poses. And I think the reason is because the intensity of the work. So in standing poses, if you haven't done them Iyengar style before, they can be quite intense, and they stimulate the internal organs. They stimulate the digestion, the liver, the kidneys. How often have you done, for example, dog pose, and then the next minute you need to go and pee? So because dog pose affects the kidneys. So there's loads of stuff going on internally that we're not aware of, because we can feel the muscles and the ligaments, and we can feel all that intensity, but there's also the internal stuff that's going on, which is why yoga is such a beautiful practice, especially this method of ours, Iyengar. So she was asking about backbend through the chair, so I'm going to demonstrate that now, just to give you a context. We were doing this pose, this one, where you go through the chair. You hold on to the side of the chair and then you curve back, okay? So when you're stiff in your upper back and your pelvis and you're doing this pose, then often what happens is you're very tight in your throat, you're tight here, there's a lot of puffiness in the abdomen, more the hardness in the abdomen. So everything's kind of, like this, and then you're stretching over a chair. So then the intensity is actually more. So what I suggested to her was to put her feet on blocks, because the chair was quite high for her, so she wasn't able to use her legs. But also what you can do, if you're very stiff in the back, is you can take, we use all kinds of props, but one of the ones that I find really helpful for me is if you have a pleated blanket like this, and I'm going to come out of my chair now to show you properly. You have to have a mat on the chair so that the blanket doesn't slide. And then you put the blanket down the centre like that. Step back through the chair again. And if you find it difficult to get the feet down, it means the chair's too high, so you need to have your feet on blocks. Now this lifts the central column of the body up and lets the sides of the body fall away. So that's one thing you can do, which might help. But the other thing is that, of course, you're getting this deep extension here. When we went to the second one, which is where we took the head down towards the blocks, and I haven't got the blocks there. Hang on, there they are. We put the head down. So then the stretch became more here. I mean, look at that extension of the liver side there and all the abdominal organs. We put the head down, so there was even more intensity there. So of course there's going to be a feeling perhaps of nausea, what have you. So then what you have to do when you get that nausea is come up and just sit up and wait for it to pass, because it will pass. Sit up, and then if it's a very strong feeling of nausea, you can then do a forward bend, like you can sit on the floor and go forwards, rest your forehead on your forearms. It does pass with practice. That's the question she asked me. Will it get better? Yes. The more you do it, the more your body will open up, the less intensity there'll be, but also watch what you perhaps have for breakfast if it's an early morning class, or even if you don't have breakfast, maybe you need to have a banana or something like that, so the body isn't craving for food and feeling nausea because of that reason as well, because there's lots of reasons. So I hope that helps the person who contacted me. I won't name them. And if anyone else has any questions, then I'm very happy to do a little session like this on the Facebook group, so that everybody can benefit, because when you ask a question, then it's often a question that other people need to know the answer for as well. All right? Okay, so thank you very much, and see you again soon. Bye for now.